evangelical Christians are probably more interested today than any other time in Islam, and of course want to know how they can effectively reach Muslims with the gospel message. And I'm joined here with Abdu Murray to help me with that question. Abdu, you are the president and co-founder of a ministry called Embrace the Truth International, where the goal of the ministry is to reach non-believers with the gospel message. You also are a adjunct speaker for Ravi Zacharias International Ministries. Your plate is quite full. And you are a lawyer by training, a BA in psychology from the University of Michigan and a doctor in jurisprudence from the University of Michigan. So again, I appreciate you being here with us. Of course, the tragedy of 9/11, I think today largely shapes how people in the West view Islam. And again, it's a tragedy. And that also impacts, again, how Christians look to share the gospel or interact with Muslims. Mm-hmm. And, again, I think many evangelicals have a sense of suspicion and fear with regard to the Islamic community in the United States. And this, I think, hampers our ability to effectively reach Muslims with the gospel. And so my question is this: is there common ground that Muslims and Christians have, and can that common ground be used to maybe alleviate some of this fear and suspicion? And can that common ground be used to, again, share the gospel?
Oh, absolutely. This is critical, because when we see them as just people are people all over the world. I've been in a lot of places and I've seen the fact that people are just kind of the same when it comes to a lot of things. One of the areas of common ground that I think Christians, especially conservative Christians who value family, who value community, who value certain kind of values and ideals, will find a commonality with their Muslim neighbors and their Muslim friends. They tend to be socially conservative people. They tend to have strong political opinions. Now, foreign policy is one thing, but also internal policy, domestic policy. There's some discussion that can happen there. But you'll see them be really warm and inviting. Hospitality is the cardinal virtue for most Muslim influenced cultures, whether from the East or the Middle East. So if you bring them something to eat, or if you want to engage in that conversation, there's great ways to do that. They love having the communal aspect. That's a common ground we can share. But there's also some theological commonalities as well. And this is where I think the gospel comes in. And I always reference this quote from Blaise Pascal when he said, the way to make an inroad in Christianity, is to make good people wish it were true, and then show them that it is to make it attractive. And there are some commonalities we have with our Muslim friends. And one of those is belief in one God, who is the eternally great and maximally great being, and that being has to be the God there is. And I think it's the fundamental doctrines of Christianity, from the Trinity to the Incarnation to the Atonement. These are the very doctrines that actually highlight God's greatness, and we can say to our Muslim friends who want to believe in God's greatness, this is how I see Him. This is how I see Him revealed through Scripture, through history. And these very things that Muslims reject, by the way, the Trinity, the Incarnation, and the Atonement, those very same things that you reject are the very same things that we can show, demonstrate God's greatness. What they wish was true is actually true in the gospel.